Day 6 of free agency. Let's talk about it. So, starting off right away, yesterday we did some very important re-signings. I know there was a lot of hate toward Trenton Irwin on Twitter and pretty much everywhere that we re-signed him, but guys, it's a very crucial re-signing. First off, he is the best slot receiver on the team right now. Now, of course, our goal in the future is to go ahead and make that Chuck sizzle and kind of, push him toward that role. But at the end of the day, he's not there yet. And last year, the team, for some reason, Zach Taylor did not utilize him in the slot in any way. So you need to have someone that you can trust in that slot role. Now, there was other guys that we could have picked up. We'll talk about in a second. But it is what it is. We got him back for a 1 year, $2 million, no-nothing contract. We don't owe him anything. So at the end of the day, it's like, whatever. If he doesn't make the team, he doesn't make the team. Right? So that's something, again, that needed to happen. Just have a slot receiver right now on the team. Tanner Hudson coming back for pretty much the league minimum was an absolute W. We did go ahead and get him back for pretty much nothing. Tanner Hudson, we already know last year how amazing this guy was. And now our tight end room is complete outside of going with a rookie tight end in the draft. So now we have number 1, Mike. We have number 2, Drew Stample. Number 3, Tanner Hudson. And then again, number 4 would be whoever we draft in the upcoming free agent draft. In the NFL draft, not free agent draft. The players who have still not been re-signed are Joe Bashy. He'll come back eventually for a 1-year contract. Here's the thing about these guys, right? We got linebacker. He's not coming back. But these 2 linebackers right here, both these guys will come back because we have the 90-man roster coming up. But what I think they're going to do is they're probably going to wait to see who they draft in case they do draft a couple linebackers. And maybe then they'll bring those guys back. But if they draft a couple linebackers, and let's say those undrafted linebackers out there that they like, they might not bring back these 2 guys because of that said reason. So again, I shouldn't say that they're definitely coming back, but at the same time, if we don't draft a linebacker in any capacity this upcoming draft, and if there is no linebackers that they like in free agency after the draft, then these guys will come back. That's what I'm trying to say. Josh, again, like you said, it really depends. I mean, if we draft a defensive tackle, then yeah, we're going to probably move on from him. If we sign one in free agency after the draft, because again, keep in mind that just because once the draft happens, there is a list of players who could have been drafted who weren't drafted. And every team is a waiver priority list. So you have every team has a number, and it's whoever is up the waiver wire gets to go ahead and choose whatever player they want, undrafted player that it is, and then it goes down and keeps recycling. So with that being said, Josh probably will not be coming back. Max, hopefully, again, I'm not saying hopefully he doesn't come back as in I don't like him. I'm saying hopefully he comes back as in the fact that, hopefully we get a better backup guard in this upcoming draft, or after the draft as well. DJ Reader obviously signed with the Lions, and Tyler Boyd, he's still in kind of wishy-washy. We don't know what's going on there. I wouldn't be surprised if we somehow brought him back. So let's talk about free agency, because with the whole hate toward Trenton Irwin, I think there is a better option available personally. And that is, of course, let me go ahead and go to unrestricted. Wait, hold up. Okay, 2024, that's why. I had this completely set up incorrectly. Here we go. So I think there is a better option available. And I'm not trying to ironically just replace one white guy with another white guy, but this is an actual true statement. Hunter Renfrow is available. He's 28 years old, so he's right in the same ballpark range as Trenton Irwin. And I feel like in all reality-wise, you put him in the slot, and he's going to be a very, very good, solid slot wide receiver. Especially if you're not feeling the whole idea of going with, what's his name? Chuck Sizzle in that slot role. Hunter Renfrow could easily fill in and be that guy. Unlike Tyler Boyd in his last season, I'm going to say his last season, not before, Hunter Renfrow really doesn't drop passes. Okay, I'm just joking about the Tyler Boyd hate. Okay, listen, he's going to Pittsburgh. I had to say that Tyler Boyd does not drop passes. He dropped 5 passes in his last year, which is actually less than T. Higgins, who dropped 8, and that's exactly the same as Jamar Chase, who dropped 5. But anyway, Hunter Renfrow, though, does not drop passes in general, though. He's a very sure-handed wide receiver. You put him in the slot, he's a smaller guy, but he's going to be able to get the ball consistently. I kind of always thought of Hunter Renfrow like a guy like Julian Edelman. He reminds me like a Julian Edelman type receiver, where he's a kind of, tough, gritty type of guy, and he can just catch over and over again slot rolls, slant routes, get down the field, get across the middle of the field. He's not really a field stretcher, but what he is he's a consistent across the middle of the field type of weapon. So he is an option right now, still available for anyone to pick up. Wouldn't be against the idea of picking him up. Michael Gallup is also available. Now, Michael Gallup is more of an outside wide receiver, and I don't really think we need an outside wide receiver. And the reason why I say that is because we do have Yoshi on the outside right now, who is backing up T. Higgins. Obviously, T. Higgins on a 1-year contract. You could say toward the future, but Michael Gallup is 28 years old, so I don't know if you're going to be really looking too much toward the future there. Tyler Boyd's still available. Michael Thomas, I saw some people saying we should pick up Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas, he did stay healthy last year, which I think is a really, it's a huge W for him. And it's a huge W for, if someone picks him up. I'm not sure if I really am too amped to pick up Mike Thomas. I don't know. I just don't really feel like he would fit too well with us. He's also an outside No, wait, my bad. He is not an outside receiver. He's a slant guy. There was a whole entire meme situation about him. He's a slant wide receiver. So you could pick up him. He's also an option. MVS is a outside guy. Mike Williams is also an outside guy. Yeah. Out of receiver, there's really no one else I would like to pick up. So now let's go ahead and beat our heads into the wall, guys. So what we're going to do here is we're going to all beat our heads into the wall. And we're going to say, why is Trent Brown not a Cincinnati Bengal? You ready? Why is Trent Brown not a Cincinnati Bengal? All right. By the way, that's why I got fired as a preschool teacher. Apparently, you can't be a preschool teacher if you tell all the kids to beat their heads in the wall and then say, why did we not re-sign T. Higgins? I'm just kidding, of course. Don't look me up. Anyway, though, yeah, so Trent Brown, yeah. Please sign him, Cincinnati. Please bring him in. Because now the reports are Mekhi Becton and Tahir Tart, they're not signing them. They're not interested in them. After bringing them in, they're not interested in them. So we need a veteran right tackle. This isn't even a joke anymore. You cannot go into a season with a young rookie right tackle and his backup is Jackson freaking Carman or Cody Ford. I almost said Joan Foster. Why did I say Joan Foster? You know what? Call up Joan Foster. I want her as my backup right tackle. I wanted my starting right tackle. Maybe then we would have a better chance than Jackson freaking Carman. It's sad, too. I really had a lot of faith in Jackson Carman. Dude, these ads on this website are insane. Alright, so anyway, though, Zeitler is still available as well. I wouldn't mind him as a backup, but I don't know if... The problem with Zeitler is I don't know if he would accept the backup role. And also, the problem with Zeitler is the reason why he left Baltimore is because he wanted too much money. And we're not going to pay him that much money. You see the salary cap? $26.6 million. Not interested. Although, let's go and look at defensive tackle because we still have the Tahir Tart available. There are still some other guys available. Ads, man. Josh is still available. Was not bringing it back. Fletcher Cox retired. Aaron Donald also retired, which, thankfully, F that guy. And I truly mean that, too. There's only one player I hate in NFL. Like, one player I actually legitimately hate. And that's Aaron Donald. And it's a lot more just because of the reason that he swung his helmets and at our players and tried to physically hurt our players, which love how the NFL doesn't suspend him for that. Isn't that funny? If he did that to Patrick Mahomes, he did that to the Chiefs, oh, I promise you, that's a 2-year suspension. To us? I mean, literally, Myles Garrett beats Mason Rudolph in the head. You're suspended for the rest of the year. Literally, Aaron Donald tries to do the same thing. NFL. That was the Bengals it happened to. Oh, yeah, no, we don't give a rat's butt about that one. Anyway, yeah, no, defense tackle, really isn't too many options left. We're not going corner. I think we go corner in the draft. We're not going safety. Edge, we're not going with. Running back, I still will say we should draft one, but that's pretty much it. And then tight end. What does tight end market look like now? Hey, CJ's still available. We would not pick back up CJ. Hayden Hurst is not available. I don't know why he's on here. He signed with the Chargers. Yeah, that tight end market is bad. Guys, tell me down below your thoughts and opinions.